Hi guys, I figured we may as well do a few missions with our friend Batman Beyond now that we have that awesome look with our awesome t-shirt. So let's see how it goes. And as you can see, there seems to be quite a few people today in the PvP open world. So I may as well enjoy it while it happens. It doesn't happen that often. The Halloween seasonal seems to have brought back a few players, and also the new DLC probably didn't hurt either. You know, not what I heard, but I'll go get the other one right after. There it is. So we're going to go fight the evil Scarecrow, and we're going to help our friend Batwoman. So let's get to it.
This whole place is filled with fear gas. Get those leaking barrels out of there and clear the air.
Yeah, I keep on forgetting that I don't have all my combos unlocked yet. So maybe sometimes you'll see me do something that seems silly. It's just that I'm trying to do a combo and realize as I'm doing it that oops, I don't have access to that yet. And that's what happens when you play too many characters. But after a few minutes, you get back into the beat of playing that specific character. Now let's give them a dose of their own medicine. Ah, sweet irony. Sorry about that. I know I probably make it seem simple, but I did those missions way too much, so I pretty much know them by heart by now.
That should clear out the gas in this area. Now hurry and find Batwoman before she's lost to Scarecrow's madness.
So let's put in a few booby traps if we can. Then let's try to pull one of our friends here. So essentially I used two of the mines that I have access to. I'll probably try and show it more clearly later. Hi there, just doing a few missions with our Batman Beyond. So I'll take a bit of a second or two to explain the current loadout and the stealth loadout. Oh, got the same one twice. So essentially, once you have the stealth power, you have access to what is known as the stealth loadout. So you can, and let's rearrange that loadout a bit. So essentially, the mine I used was the thermite mine and the implosive mine, the implosion mine. Sorry. Let's put this here. So I'll put the implosion mine right here. The return to normal here. Maybe I'll put the implosion mine here. Oh yeah, I'll do that. No fear gas. I don't really need the fear gas, but I have nothing else really to put there. I'll probably fix my loadout a bit later. So essentially, once I go to stealth mode, I have access to a thermite mine, essentially which explodes and sets the enemies on fire. And I have the implosion mine, which essentially pulls them towards the mine. And also, as you saw, it pretty much puts like some sort of energy manacles on the enemies, which made them helpless for a bit. And on the X, I put the return to normal. And on the triangle, I have essentially the same thing, that the teaser pull that I'm using. Which makes me think I should probably put the fear gas here, which is what I did also on the stealth loadout. Essentially, I try to have the same powers at the same place so that it's less confusing.
Experiment 408. The toxoplasma gondii parasite will actually suppress the rat's fear, making it actively seek out the scent.
Just making sure we don't have a briefing or collection here. Okay. Like some of those thugs that I've seen previously, I remember the first few times I did this mission. Holy crap, were they tough? But at some point you realize how to take them fairly quickly, and also especially the ones. There was one that was spraying fear gas at you, which you try not to keep around too long because he could hurt your character quite a bit.
Ballistophobia, the fear of bullets and explosives. This one has an extra clue. Better stay on your toes.
And as you can see with the pretty Batwoman, we're almost twins, almost, sort of. For the birds, I don't bother going after them. Essentially, I just use whatever range attack I have, and that's how I deal with them. I guess I shouldn't let that barrel go to waste. And there's a few barrels spread around the room, so if you really need them, you can cycle through those barrels fairly easily. Oh, there's the bird I was looking for.
Favorites. Apetophobia, fear of reptiles. And since we're in a Gotham sewer, who better to represent it than Killer Croc?
So now we're going to fight our friend Killer Croc. And when we defeat him, as you can see, we need to click on him to make sure that he doesn't come back. And there's a feat also if you manage to click all the Killer Croc and never allow any of them back. So let's see if we can get that feat. It's not a difficult feat per se, but as you can see, if once they start ganging up on you, it gets a bit more difficult to try and click on the Killer Crocs. And I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, Batwoman did knock out a few. So let's see if I can knock them out before they come back. Oh, so I guess by the end, once the mission is over, I'll see if I get defeat or not. And the birds again. So again, no need to go after the birds. Just attacking them with a range attack usually does the trick. And as you can see, there's more than enough barrels around. So if you need one, there'll be one that I've spawned. So as you see, the barrel respawn pretty quick. So if you need one, and even if you don't need one, there's no reason not to use them. And once more, the birds.
You back at the station.
Ah, she's gone. So as you saw, we were almost twins. Almost. So as you saw, I got the Killer Croc feat, Croc Hunter. So essentially, you have to make sure that none of the Killer Crocs manage to get back up during the fight. I could almost try to mimic the Batwoman look. Might try that with once I start having an armory or two. Well, I might try to get a look closer to Batwoman's. Well, we'll see. I thought I was hearing something. So let's go and complete the mission in our journal, and it should give us another mission to go back to the police station. And as you can see, I don't have the supersonic speed yet, but it'll come at some point. And we did get some pants in the mission. Oh, I made some good pants. And as you see, I do have the Bane belt. I just don't have the requirements yet.
Tune into the Gotham Gazette's live broadcast with Vicky Vale for the news that affects Gotham.
Thanks to your help, Scarecrow's back in Arkham. But now we've got a new fire to put out. Bane's back on the Venom and taking over Cape Carmine. Sound like a dream job?
Oh yeah. So let's equip that new chest. And we got the booster, XP booster plus. I'm not sure if I'll use it right now or later. I'll think a bit about it. And we got one more skill point. So no choice but to put it into weapons. I'll go with this one. So essentially it's tap tap hold. So let's see what it does. Oh, there we go. I'm not really planning to do the Halloween seasonal with this character, but let's take the mission just in case. So let's see what next is on the menu. Oh yeah, we have the Attack Brainiac. Okay, I guess we'll do this one.
Signal. Get ready to move. Brainiac is capturing other exobyte targets.
Why not? I'll use the booster bundle
Save those people
right
and
away.
take them to the
No
drop
reason
safe
to
zone
not
nearby.
to. If it was an acrobat, I would have waited until I was at least level 10. But for a non-acrobat, I saw no reason not to use it right away. So let's talk to, where is he? Crap. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I had already started this mission. Oh, thought I heard something. Well, maybe not.
Lois Lane reporting for Daily Planet Live. Look up in the sky. Is it a bird, a plane, or one of the new heroes?
I also should be able to use it.
Threat?
As you see, I'm zoomed in, maybe a little too. You can zoom in pretty close to the character, and if somehow you're zoomed in really close, you fail to see
Battle against this alien invader.
the yellow arrow that's telling you where to go. They seem to have changed it a bit, or is it a glitch? So essentially, you have to zoom out a bit in order to see the arrow properly, although the way I wasn't that bad. But I've seen many people who, when you tell them to follow the yellow arrow, they say, "What yellow arrow?" So in order to be able to zoom in and zoom out, in order to be able to see some of the hints or objectives, you hold the L1 button, and then with the D-pad, you can go forward or backward. So if you go backward, obviously you zoom out. If you go forward, you zoom in with the D-pad. . So here we need to rescue a few SCU personnel, and also we need to fight a few Brainiac accumulators. So let's do that. It's a fairly smooth mission. Usually I do the balls, the civilians first, and once I get the five I need, then I'll focus on fighting the accumulators. It's easier that way. You don't have to do that, but that's what I do. And let's try out our new combo. If we ever manage to. As you saw, it's a fairly simple combo, but sometimes it's hard to get a combo off when the ads keep on stunning you or holding you or imprisoning you. So and we seem to be done here. So let's see what else we need to do.
Hang on. Crucial information. Switching signals just a
So the next mission will be right here with
my comm
the
frequency.
communication arrays or antennas. I
So get to Brainiac's
was
ground.
pretty sure it was
With
antennas,
all
but
those troops and ships, he'll start modeling any moment unless you stop him.
so again here we have a certain amount of Brainiac robots to defeat, and of course we have a few objectives to destroy. So let's get to it. So in short, you have to burn the robots faster than they respawn, so that you can have some time to click on the communication array. Also, if you have access to a personal shield, usually it helps. Essentially, you shield yourself and then you click on the communication device. This used to be also a place where I would come to get my 100 hit feet, because essentially the enemies would spawn pretty much as fast as I could kill them. So I would be able to attack and attack and attack indefinitely until I had achieved 100 on the hit counter. But nowadays it doesn't quite work as well. I seem to kill them a little bit too fast, a little faster than they actually spawn. Oh, are we done already? Oh, that was quick.
Nice aim. Those were the comm arrays
So let's go back to the police station. Also, as you saw, we got
Didn't
mail.
even know
So
what
let's
hit
go in
me.
and get our mail.
Safe house for a hero's welcome.
I hear you do good work. Keep it up.
We all got to unite against Brainiac. Glad you're out there fighting for us.
So let's go and collect our mail. An piece. We didn't have one of those yet. And let's sell and repair. We didn't do that in a bit. So now might be a good time.
Anything in particular you're interested in purchasing today?
Ideally, you sell first so that you don't end up repairing an item that you're going to, like the boots and the pants and the chest. These are pieces of gear that I would sell anyway. So there's no. Oh, there's a nice scorpion right here. Oh, he's leaving.
Anything in particular you're interested in
So
purchasing
let's see,
today?
maybe there's something we could buy. Like we have a lot of not collected, but right now the items that seem to be a bit better than what I have seem to require a higher level than what I have. So we'll come back later. And our friend here sells the renown gear. Yeah.
Our heroic partners even more than desk duty.
And also there's a level requirement. Like the lowest piece is level 8, and we don't have that yet. So we'll come back in a few levels. So right now we're going to do the Bane missions, which is pretty much the only real mission we have anyways. We could explore or we could do the Halloween seasonal. Well, let's continue with the Bane mission. And there's a side quest here, but we're going to be back pretty soon, so I'll wait until I come back to take. Oh, actually, maybe I should take it right away because we are going to be fighting a bunch of Bane goons.
We can collect the basic injectors the hoppers carry. Without that, the venom can't enter.
Like I'm not sure if we have some. Well, let's take this also. I'm not sure if there's some hopper
The god of water. This
where
image
we're
is
going.
used by many of Bane's more fluid fighters.
So let's see. So as you can see, there's various Bane thugs here, but I don't think there's any hoppers.
And now his gang is selling the stuff
Or if there is, I never noticed.
Venom is a short-lasting steroid, not your typical street drug. Take some samples for analysis and get that venom off the streets.
So here we have a bunch of thugs to defeat, and also we must take whatever is in the crates. Not sure if we're taking it or destroying it. Either way, it doesn't matter. We just need to click on it. And there we go. As you can see, the teaser pool usually does a good job. It makes it so that you don't have to run after your opponent. It will just come to you. Doesn't work doesn't work quite as well in PvP though, for some reason. But doesn't really matter. Here it works fine. Uh, and that's the important part right now. I wasn't sure if you needed to wait for the strongman to carry the crate before fighting him, and apparently not. We just we took one down and we did get the credit for it. So just taking out the strongman Doesn't matter if he's actually delivering the crates or not. Like here, we have two of them. Oh yeah, level 8. So we're going to have a new power, which is always welcome. So let's go for, oh, that's what I was hoping for, the battle display. I could probably take one of the supercharged powers, but I'll wait until next time. The battle display will be quite useful, so let's go for that. So we can tweak our loadout a bit. Oh, it's already in the right spot, so that's good. And I will tweak then my stealth loadout, and I will add the battle display here. It's probably the one exception where I don't actually put the battle display at the right spot. It's okay, we'll manage somehow. So now that we have the battle display, I didn't check. We should be able to at least regenerate some health, and hopefully some of our powers should help us regenerate some power. But at this point, it's not critical. It's not that useful, but it is still useful. And also, it gets into the rhythm of your new loadout, if it makes any sense. Like the earlier you have all your powers you're going to use, then the earlier you can get used to your loadout and be more comfortable using it. Yeah. So let's get the strong man. Oh, there's a hopper. There's two of them actually. So we're pretty much done with our strongman, so we can go to the next step. Let's just complete this mission. Oh, and we got some brand new shoulders.
Samples are a weaker version of Bane's usual venom.
And we didn't have any, so that's good.
Just build muscles. Destroy
And for the power, let's go into our powers and see. Essentially, with the battle display, it grants us battle awareness. And what we're looking for is other powers that have battle awareness. So while battle awareness is active, the taser pole will give us back some power. And the same with the fear gas. So far, all our powers seems to work, except for stealth. But stealth is a special case, I suppose. So I guess the next one we could take is the Gauss grenade will work with battle awareness. The neuralizer will not work. The paralyzing dart will work with battle awareness. Cryofoam will work with battle awareness, and so will cryo field. And let's see in the devices. The sticky bomb works. The intimidation works. The distract works. The holographic decoy sadly does not work. It happens. Stasis field works. EMP pulse works. It works real well actually. Vortex cannon works. Napalm grenade works. So not all the powers work, but quite a lot of them work. So you're not as limited with your loadout as some of the other powers are. If you want to use the awesome mechanic or advanced mechanics, which is the actual word, So essentially, the battle display is what triggers the advanced mechanics. So you start, let's say, the battle display, and then you activate your power. And since the battle display is active when you activate your power, you should be getting some power back. Let's try and see if we can find another guinea pig. Here's one. So essentially we activate our battle display and you see that little thing in front of our face. That tells us that the battle display is active. So as you saw, we regenerated 110 power. But now we did not. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So it doesn't seem to be right away. It seems to there seems to be a bit of a delay sometimes. But you should get some power back if you activate your power while the battle display is active. You're going to get some power back, and also I think it depends on how much damage you're doing to the your opponent. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. So you start your battle display, and then you activate your power, and then you should get some power back. Depending on the advanced mechanics, some seems to give more power than others somehow, or maybe it's some combination of powers that do that. Uh, I'll, I'll I'll have to make an example using my Magneto tune, in the sense that with my Magneto tune, essentially using mental powers, I can pretty much cast powers infinitely and never run out of power. I regenerate power faster than I use it, which doesn't seems to be quite as true with Gadget. You do seem to regenerate at least some power, but it doesn't seem to regenerate as much as the Mantle does somehow. But it just could be that I didn't get the hang of using it also. That's quite possible. So just one more razor, and we should be good to go inside. That's a hopper. The razors are pretty distinctive. They have this coat and mask on them. Oh, there it is. I didn't need to defeat those guys, but why not? They were there.
We've been tracking Bane's distribution system through
I don't necessarily stick to the objective. I'm not objective focus, I suppose, or I'll usually fight whatever bad guys there are nearby, even if I don't really need to for whatever mission I'm doing. I often see players who are very focused on their objectives, so that they don't kill a single NPCs more than they really have to. I'm not quite like that yet. I don't have the style, but they seem pretty similar. Might, power, precision elf. I'll keep precision elf. So in here we have those gas canister that we have to destroy. And if we destroy all of them, we do have a feat attached to it. And of course, if you let the targeting decide where to attack on its own, it will attack a barrel or one of the thousands of elements that you can attack in here. So don't trust the targeting system in an area like here. Odds are it will target anything but the enemy you're trying to target. And at worst, if somehow we manage to forget one gas canister, we can always double back. It's not a big deal. Oh yeah, level 9. So essentially, as soon as we reach level 9, the very first thing you do is you take the supersonic speed for flight. That there's no other choice that makes any sense than that. So that way you can have supersonic speed as soon as possible, which is which is pretty much a must, especially in the PvP open world. It makes evading enemies that much easier. I don't know if you noticed since I did electrocute the little guy when I did pour the gas on him, he caught on fire. Essentially, there's the power interaction between fear gas and what anything that gives electric damage. So you give the electric damage, and then you pour in the fear gas, and the guy catches on fire because of the power interaction. I remember for a long time I didn't think all that much of power interactions, but then at some point you realize that some power interactions are really powerful, and in some tougher instances they make quite a difference. Sadly, the powers do evolve with time. Like the as time goes by, the devs do work and rework some of the powers. So sometimes some power interaction that was awesome ends up being not so good anymore, and vice versa. Or sometimes a power interaction that you never really thought much of becomes really good. So don't ever be afraid to experiment with the various powers once in a while, even if you've been using those powers for a while. Sometimes you can always discover new stuff about them, depending on how the game evolves. But of course, there are some power that will remain useless until the end of time, like the infamous X-ray vision. Maybe someday, many years from now, they'll come up with a useful, an actual use for that power. But so far, it's the kind of power you take only to if you want to do some sort of role playing. So as you saw, the power interaction is working quite well. Oh, and our friend Nightwing is here to help us, I guess.
Scanning.
But as you saw, using the combo electric and electrify and gas fear gas is pretty power consuming. So that's where the battle display comes into work. You need to be able to regenerate power if you want to use that combo
Venom on the street, everyone thinks they're a backbreaker.
a bit
Well, you know
more.
they're taking care of it.
Vicky Vale exclusive. Bane's recruiters often bear the image of
And now that we have access to now that we're at level 9 and we have access to our movement powers, so to speak, movement skills, I guess would be the actual word. Yeah, now that we have access to the flight skills, we could start filling out our loadout. Like as you can see, there's two spots in our loadout that we that are empty because we don't have enough powers at this point to fill out our entire loadout. So the two vacating spots could be filled with skills. And I guess we missed one canister somewhere. Oh, there's. So as I mentioned, no need to worry if that happens. You can backtrack, no problem. And if you want to make sure not to forget anything, destroying everything in sight does kind of help. Oh, there they are. And there we go. So it's very easy to miss some of those canisters. So, but as you saw, it's no biggie. You just come back and you can get it. So let's complete our mission
Bane kicked
and let's leave. So now at last we have access to our almighty movement power, our supersonic movement mode, which helps quite a lot.
The Falcone crime syndicate has ruined this neighborhood. These Bane thugs are an improvement, if you ask me. There's some Falcone hoods just south of
Sometimes you'll activate the battle display for no other reason than just get your, I think it's 40% extra damage.
No, don't take away the venom. Fine. I don't need any help. What are you? Get off of me! So much pain.
Scanning.
I need it. The venom is mine. Oh man, make it stop.
Let's take our little investigation here.
Vicky Vale reported
And our exhibit, why not?
God of War
Never say no to a free exhibit, is what I says. And as you can see here, there's a bunch of stuff for us, so let's try to get as many as we can.
No, don't take away the venom. No more pain, please.
calculation completed.
As you saw, it caught on fire thanks to the power interaction.
I don't need any help. No, don't take away the venom. Fine. I don't need any help. I need it. The venom is mine. So much pain. What are you? Get off of me! Oh man, what are you? Get off of me! I need it. The venom is mine. Fine. I don't need any help.
Batman is a big believer in tough love, or just being tough. Those thugs will recover. They'll be hurting for a while.
So let's complete our mission with the Falcone hoods before we go into the lighthouse. Essentially, when you don't see the... Oh, there's some over there. If you don't see the enemies you're looking for, just kill whatever's there. And new enemies will respawn, and hopefully they'll respawn with the enemies you actually need. Just one more and we'll be good. I always mistake the razors for the hood. But it gave us a feed anyways, so. There it is.
No! Don't take away the venom!
Well, Halloween in Gotham City
Oh
is
yeah.
wonderful, and it seems this year is
Level
no exception.
10.
Someone or something has played a hell of a trick on the people of Gotham. Trick-or-treaters are
So let's add one more power.
spooky masked apparitions.
Well, let's go with.
Behind it yet, but the Phantom Stranger is waiting for you in the East End police station with
Let's go with the battle drone. Why not? And it's not the right spot for a supercharge. And for the last spot, I'll try to take. Let's see what I can take. Not yet. No, let's go with. Oh, let's go with swoop attack. So essentially, with swoop attack, I was able to essentially fill out my loadout, so that there's no longer an empty spot in it. So I'll be able to use that until I manage to get a better power to put in that slot.
I've tracked his main stash to the Cape Carmine lighthouse. There's an unguarded entry up top, behind the light. Nightwing's inside, but no one
Oh, there's usually an exhibit there.
Bane can be
Not today, I suppose.
I know.
It happens. So let's go inside and so let's go and give Bane the beating he deserves, or the beating he needs right now. Nah, I'm never sure how that works.
Scanning.
And also the swoop attack gives you 40% extra damage to your attack. So just for that, it's not a bad deal. So it gives the same as the battle display, and the others gives 35, nothing, 35. Yeah, right now we have 35 or 40% extra damage depending on the power we use. Not sure how that 40% or 35% works with the power interaction though. I assume it makes the power interaction even more potent, but you never know. Early in the game, it's usually not much of a big deal. You don't need to worry all that much about those things. Even if you don't take the most uber powerful powers early on, it's okay. You can have powers that will just be fun to use, and you'll do fine anyways.
Venom used to make me invincible.
Some of the consoles, as you try to activate them, sometimes some enemies will spawn. So, and also the nice thing with the power interaction is that not only does it set your target on fire, the fire is a damage over time also. So you set it on fire, and then it gets a tick of damage every X amount of seconds. Well, there's usually someone hidden here. There he is. There's a feat also if you destroy all the canisters in the lighthouse. So I usually try to take a look and see if I destroyed all of them. Oh, there it goes. Again, if you reach this point and you don't have the feat, just backtrack a bit and you'll get it.
Hey, so Batman sent you in. Good times. Let's show these guys we don't need their stinking venom to beat them down.
Also, the power interactions may not seem to be really necessary against most mobs since they pretty much die pretty quick anyways. But against bosses like our friend Bane here, it'll come in. It'll come in handy.
You could defeat me.
Scanning.
So as you saw, I spammed a bit too much. So well, let's summon our little friend, the drone. Why not?
I will grind your bones to dust.
Good job, hero. I'll take care.
So let's see what we got. A nice cloak. A collection. And some shoulders. There's sometimes, is there? Oh, there it is. I was about to forget our little friend here.
Vicky Vale reporting. Xochipilli is frequently depicted by street artists.
So let's complete our mission.
Someone must have tampered with Bane's venom.
And now,
Forget about it.
there's a
Full-scale gang.
collection here.
Who started it? Joker? Two-Face? Penguin? For now, head to the safe house and speak to Batwoman. We'll keep you posted.
I am Bane, and this is the voice of the enemy. The Bat. I will break him.
This is Batman. That venom you're injecting, it'll destroy you from the inside. There's only one kind of strength, and it doesn't come from a drug. But until you come clean, you'll never know what that is. Bane's addiction is his weakness. I'll speak to Dr. Tompkins about rehab possibilities. In the meantime, he'll stay in custody. Meet Batwoman at the safe house. I'll have further missions for you soon. Batman out.
Oh, we can take the PvP posters now. So let's do that.
Thank you for heeding the call. I sense the evil magic of the Lords of Chaos at work. The streets of Gotham City are
You've
plagued
survived
by
Scarecrow
mass
and
apparitions.
Bane. I can only imagine what Gotham will throw at you next.
So let's complete this one. Oh yeah, level 11. And we have a new weapon. So let's equip that. And there we go, a new collection. And everything else we can sell. So again, let's sell first and then repair. Ultimately, if you do the opposite, it's no big deal. We're talking about a couple of bucks most of the time. So it won't break your game if you somehow repair first and then sell your equipment. I thought this was a new Jagaric character. So let's go see in our skills what we'll get next. High pressure, low pressure, I rarely take those. Usually what I wait is to take the airburst one, which also helps you break out, and it helps you regenerate some powers. But until I can take it, I'll take. I guess I'll take the restraint resistant. And we're done with this here. So essentially, the next sets of missions will be in the Watchtower. So I guess we're going to do those next time. So that's it for now. So until then, have a good day. Bye bye.